When we look at metrics, there's 6 metrics that I typically suggest to coaches to start tracking. If you just received your sensors and it's week 1 and you're already playing games, I really suggest 3 primary metrics to get started, and that would be these top 3 here. And then as you get more comfortable, add another layer of what we're looking at to start managing. But top speed, it's really good to know just in general what our guys are capable of. One of the most common questions I get after a sprint session or after games is, Coach, what did I hit? Because it's a way of motivating athletes and keeping tabs on athlete performance. If you're a 20-mile-an-hour guy and you haven't hit anything above 18 mile an hour for a few weeks, we probably have to have a conversation about rest and recovery when optimizing your training environment. So top speed is a great place to start. And obviously, when it comes to recruiting, coaches love hearing about this too. In my opinion, player load is the most powerful metric when it comes to monitoring in-season performance. This is what I use to try to manage peaks and valleys when it comes to an athlete's volume and intensity. We can make sure that they're prepared for games, but they're also not exposed to so much volume that we need to be able to pull back on our guys as well. So player load's a real one. When it comes to our charts here, you'll notice that there's 3 drop-down menus at start. And some of these, like our personal bands here, will open up a 4th drop-down box. And we'll talk about the types of charts here in a minute. The next one that I like to do in season is sprint count. If our athletes aren't sprinting at top speed, we're going to lose the ability to sprint at top speed. This is one of the key factors when it comes to injuries and health over the course of a long football season. So I track our band 3 or that 90% sprint count over the course of a week. And I want to make sure that every athlete has hit it at least 1 time, if not 3 times or more throughout the course of a week leading up to Friday. It doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or if an athlete doesn't hit it on Monday or Tuesday, but hits it on Wednesday. I just like to see 2 to 3 efforts at minimum heading into our games. An additional one that I like to track is our acceleration zones. A 4th toggle box allows us to filter out those low acceleration values. And this tells me how many efforts over the course of a session an athlete is giving. Peak acceleration is a metric that allows us to see the magnitude of acceleration, or the magnitude of effort given at different points in time throughout a session. Sprint distance is the metric that I use to quantify the distance our athletes cover over specific intensities. In this case, I'm tracking yards over 11 miles per hour. Now, once I get in season and get a couple of weeks of data in, I will switch over to that personal bands and start using distance over 70% of their PR. But when I first start tracking, I like to set it at 11 miles per hour because that's a pretty common metric that kids are able to hit when they're not in pads. Even your O-line and D-line guys can hit 11 mile an hour.